And when someone comes to you, Geraldine, so let's say, I have a tax issue, tax liability for next year or this project. So what does a consultation with you look like? What do you typically explain or lay out, or how do you, what do you share when someone comes to you and you're having that first meeting?
There's no cost to have a consultation with me.
Okay.
So even when we do provide an estimate, we provide an estimate to these potential clients at no cost so that they can see what the numbers look like. We will have a conversation with the client and their CPA, because if the numbers make sense, then of course the CPA will recommend the study, and the real estate owner or the tenant that owns the improvements, if it makes sense to that potential client and their CPA, then they'll move forward. But it doesn't cost anything to have a consultation with me and for me to provide that estimate. And so when I talk to someone, we go over, what do they usually one of the initial questions are going to be, what are their plans, right? Mm-hmm. Are they going to do a renovation, and also what are they looking for? Like, what is their need? Because a lot of times, let's say going back to a client that has a real estate portfolio, sometimes the CPAs won't share, what type of tax liability their client has, right? And sometimes they'll just have me look at one building, even though I know they have multiple buildings in their portfolio. Mm-hmm. And so let's say we look at this one building and it looks like they'll receive $100,000 in tax benefit, right? The CPA will say, that's great. And we don't need to look at the other buildings, but it kind of gives me an idea on some level, what the tax liability they were looking at.